Today, we are diving headfirst into the dark side of psychology. We're going to be unmasking the manipulative personalities that walk among us.
You know who I'm talking about, right? That person who is just so charismatic, so magnetic when you first meet them, but then, over time, you start to feel like something is, well, just off. There's this unsettling feeling that you're being used or that they just don't care. Well, that gut feeling you have, it's not just in your head. Psychology actually has a name for this exact pattern of behavior. It's called the Dark Triad, and it's a framework for understanding some of the most troubling aspects of human personality. So, let's get right into it. What is the Dark Triad really? Okay, so it's not just one singular thing. It's a constellation of 3 separate but related personality traits: narcissism, Machiavellianism, and psychopathy. The term itself is actually pretty new. It was coined back in 2002 by 2 researchers, Paul Hiss and Williams, who noticed that these 3 traits all seem to share this malevolent core, a tendency to be callous, manipulative, and incredibly self-centered. To really wrap our heads around this, we have to meet the 3 personalities individually. Think of them as 3 different characters, each with their own unique brand of toxicity. First up, let's talk about narcissism. This is the star of the show. This is the person who has to be the center of the universe all the time. They have this incredibly inflated sense of their own importance, a deep-seated feeling of entitlement, and they are constantly seeking admiration from everyone around them. Next in the trio, we have Machiavellianism. This is the master manipulator. This person sees life as a chess game, and other people, well, they're just pawns to be moved around for personal gain. They are deeply cynical, calculating, and have absolutely no problem deceiving people to get exactly what they want. And finally, we have psychopathy, which many researchers consider the darkest of the 3. This is the impulsive predator. Now, it's important to remember we're talking about subclinical psychopathy here, not necessarily a criminal. But this is someone with a profound emotional coldness, a real lack of empathy, a total absence of remorse, combined with high impulsivity and a need for thrill-seeking, no matter who gets hurt. So this table really lays it out nicely. For the narcissist, the core is grandiosity. They need to feel superior. For the Machiavellian, it's all about cynical manipulation. They're cunning and deceitful to win. And for the psychopath, it's about a callous, impulsive nature. They're emotionally cold and just chasing the next thrill. You see how they're different? Now, obviously, there's a ton of overlap here. They're all pretty willing to exploit other people to get what they want. So let's dig into how psychologists can actually tease these traits apart, because the science here is really, really cool. And that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Are we just using 3 different words to describe the same kind of bad person? Or are these truly distinct personality profiles? What's amazing is that this diagram from that original 2002 paper shows us the answer. You can see there's some overlap for sure. They are correlated, but look, they are clearly not the same thing. They are distinct constructs that just happen to share some common ground in that dark, manipulative space. So what's the glue that holds the triad together? Well, when you map these personalities onto the standard Big 5 model, one thing pops out immediately. All 3 score incredibly low on agreeableness. And that right there is the root of their antagonistic, uncooperative, and socially malevolent character. And this comparison chart really highlights their unique fingerprints. Psychopathy is the only one with low neuroticism. That means they don't really feel anxiety or fear, which is what allows them to be so reckless. Both Machiavellianism and psychopathy are low in conscientiousness. They just don't care about rules or doing the right thing. But notice, narcissism isn't defined by those traits, which again shows how it stands apart. There's another fascinating way to look at this, and it comes from evolutionary psychology. It's called life history theory. The basic idea is that there are 2 main strategies for survival. A fast life strategy is all about immediate rewards. Take risks, get what you can right now. A slow life strategy, on the other hand, is about playing the long game, planning, stability, and investing in the future. So when you apply this to the Dark Triad, things get really interesting. Psychopathy is the ultimate fast strategy. Live fast, take risks, get yours now. Machiavellianism leans that way too. But here's the twist. Narcissism is often linked to a slower strategy. It kind of makes sense, right? A narcissist needs to build up social status over the long term to keep their supply of admiration flowing. Okay, let's bring this out of the lab and into the real world, because one place these personalities can cause absolute havoc is in the workplace. This matters to all of us because the impact they have can be devastating. And here's the real paradox. The charm of a narcissist or the ruthless ambition of a psychopath can look a lot like leadership potential. These individuals are masters of impression management, so they can climb the corporate ladder incredibly fast. The problem, of course, is what happens when they get to the top. For the company, the fallout is just brutal. Studies link these leaders to everything from cooking the books to creating a culture of bullying. It leads to abusive supervision, it drives good people away, and it can even tank the company's revenue. And for the people who have to work under them, the cost is deeply personal. We're talking about massive burnout, emotional exhaustion, and just plain misery. Your basic human needs at work, to feel competent, to have some autonomy, get completely trampled on, and you just lose all commitment to the job. The Dark Triad is an incredibly useful lens, but it's not the whole picture. So let's zoom out for a second and see what else is out there on both the darker and the much, much lighter side of the spectrum. Ever heard of malignant narcissism? Think of it as the Dark Triad turned up to 11. It's a theoretical concept, not an official diagnosis, but it describes this terrifying mix of narcissism, antisocial behavior, paranoia, and, this is the key, sadism. They actually get pleasure from watching other people suffer. But for all this darkness, there is a light. Researchers have actually proposed a light triad as the conceptual opposite. It's built on 3 beautiful ideas: having faith in the basic goodness of people, humanism, which is valuing the dignity of every single person, and something called Kantianism. That sounds fancy, but all it means is you treat people as people, not as tools to get what you want. What a contrast, right? And so that's the thought I want to leave you with. Being able to spot these dark traits is a critical first step, for sure. But the much bigger, much harder question is this: how do we stop building systems in our workplaces, in our society, that actually reward these behaviors? How do we build systems that value genuine empathy over superficial charm? That's the real challenge for all of us.